what's going on, man?
What's up, yo? Shout to the people that's listening. Do me a favor. I made some adjustments to my microphone. Just, tell me if my volume is good and all that. If the volume's good, hit one in the chat. If it's better than usual, hit 2 in the chat. I appreciate you for listening. If you just now tuning in, I'm just doing a mic check. 1 2 1 2 for the YouTube people. Uncle Hotep, you doing good. You got the Santa, you got the MAGA Santa hat on.
I had to get it. I had to get it. People ask me where to get. I guess I don't know if it's up on anymore, man. I might flip it. You know what I mean? I might flip this Jordan. You know what I mean? Don't get it twisted, but yeah, it's actually nice and comfortable. Stretches out. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It warm. I was about to go out to the store with it on. But I was like, nah, it's too close. It's not close enough to Christmas yet. I don't want nobody to jump on me because I haven't made it great again. It's close to Christmas. People in the holiday spirit, they'll let it slide.
They let it slide. Like, I gotta go home. I got things to do. This holly jolly. I'm definitely feeling you. Damn. He got the MAGA hat. That thing looks smooth. I'm looking at it on YouTube on the other screen right there. That thing looks smooth. Yeah, did you see the Trump canceled the Christmas party?
Oh yeah, I heard that. He canceled it.
So
screw y'all, Jones.
Yeah, one of those publications they had him. Somebody photoshopped him as the Grinch. Did you see the Grinch?
He signed that revitalization executive order today, brought to us by Secretary Ben Carson. Once again, he's looking out for the African American, the economy to shine. You know what I mean? Next up, they're going to get the vote for the prison bill. So we looking good.
Wait, what happened today?
They signed an executive order. Carson put something together, to try to help everybody, get pass the wealth around, revitalization act or something like that.
Okay, revitalization act. Okay, Ben Carson put it together. I feel good about it.
Yeah,
that's what's up. All right, that went under the radar. They ain't really want to talk about that. They didn't want to talk about nothing when he do nothing positive. Is that the one where he had all the brothers standing behind him in the White House?
Yeah.
Oh yeah. I saw that. Okay.
Yeah. But you're right. Any positive joins for Trump, moments for Trump is not going to be played up in the media. We're still talking about some Mueller and stuff. But anyway, let's get to it. First on the docket. No, go ahead.
No, go ahead. No, you good. Go ahead.
Oh, okay. My bad. First, vacation away from white people. I think the story's been out, but it came back out again. And there's this lady that's taking these queens down to the island because they're so stressed out all year with working with white folks. They got to take a vacation away from white people. I'm saying, and she's booking people for it.
Yeah.
Man, I can't even believe it, man. What do you think about this, man?
She probably making paper, yo. She probably doing real good down there. You know what killed me was the part where she was like, well, so far it's white owned. I was like, oh. I'm like, damn, you living on a resort away from white people that's white owned. Like, oh. Yeah, but they did say later on in the documentary that or whatever that clip was, that they had plans of getting away from it, right?
Right, yeah, I remember that.
And going full black on, oh man, that's a weird situation, right? Because I feel like it's marketed. And I feel like black women feel it the most.
Right.
When it comes to like racial tension and all of that, and the death in the media, I feel like women, period, get emotional easier. So when they see all that Black Lives Matter stuff, they be like,
they're quicker to jump into it.
Yeah. So that's why she just had that feeling of like I have to get away, right?
Right.
So I think that part is cool. I don't know. I just thought it was funny that like you wanted to like the whole purpose was to get away from white people. I thought that maybe like you like have a bigger goal than that, you know. But
Mm-hmm.
I guess having a safe space for black women is good too because there was no men there either. So this is a safe space so they can get they sisterhood on or whatever. It's cool. I don't know. It's just the emphasis on white people just bothers me because
Yeah.
they shouldn't have so much control over your life that you feel like you got to pick up and leave.
Yeah, I don't know, man. I don't understand these people. Like, I mean, once you go to work, and then come home and then you leave all that shit at work, man. Don't bring all that shit that happened at work to your crib. And it's like all these, trips and reserves. This is a new thing. You heard Zaza Ali got caught up with a fake scam, man.
Did she?
Yeah, man.
Oh
It was
no!
actually on the news and everything, man. It was crazy as hell, man.
What you mean?
Listen, she would have hosted a retreat,
Yeah,
but she told him it canceled, right? And
yeah,
then they find out it canceled because Zaza didn't pay the place she was renting.
yeah.
She never paid that. So she was keeping the money. So somebody went to, one of the better business TV spots or wherever. I think it was down south somewhere.
Yeah.
I think it might have been Atlanta. Cause she was going to take people to Phoenix for like a week and shit like that. They had a TV spot on her with one of the complainants, and they looked it up and they found all that out. And Zaza had an email talking about, oh, they're getting their money back. She paid the money back, but then she just talked shit about and tell them the reporters she told them lies too. Like you're the one you give nobody the money, man.
Oh
That hurt
damn!
me to the core, man. Zaza, I was like, I love Zaza, man. Come on.
Damn. It's okay. We're gonna get it together. Hotep Retreat 2019. Hotep Retreat 2019. We're gonna have a silent retreat. Can't nobody say shit. Somewhere nice.
Yeah. Now a debate came on to the African American culture. The king of R&B. I think Jocks made a video, said he was the king of R&B, and Shines was arguing for 48 hours about who was the king of R&B.
They still arguing.
They still arguing. Yeah. I never seen anything light a fire on it. Every black folks on Twitter, man. Everybody had something to say about it.
Yeah. You had your top two conversations. That's two conversations you can't have around black people. It's like, is Jordan the best, right? Right? The whole Jordan, Bron, Kobe, Kareem thing, Magic. You gotta have that conversation. Dr. J.
Right.
Then the other one is like your top 5 that are alive MCs, right?
Right.
And
right.
I guess now is the R&B shit. Who's the king of R&B?
Yo, people saying Chris Brown. A lot of people were saying Chris Brown. You know what I mean? I wasn't like I don't know. I don't let them listen to enough of Chris Brown.
Yeah.
I came from the king of R&B. R. Kelly was the first to say it, right?
Yeah.
Am I right? Am I right or wrong? Am I right? At least right about that. R. Kelly was the first to say he was the king of R&B, right? I think he was him.
R. Kelly is the unofficial, official king of R&B.
Yeah, man, he's the one that knocked the buildings down. People forgot I Can Believe I Can Fly, man. It had everybody singing, the whole world singing that shit, man. The man had to set R. Kelly up. They had to get him out of here, man.
You can't have a cookout, a wedding, a gender reveal party, a kickback without playing some side to side. The love slide separate now, bring it back. Because the old folks, they gonna do that dance. Come on. Come on, yo. He let you two step with the couples dance. R. Kelly's the unofficial, official king of R&B. System been trying to take him down for the longest. I heard Trey Songz's name been thrown around, but Trey Songz is nothing but an R&B R. Kelly clone.
Right.
You know.
Yeah. Hey, you know they had that Lifetime is making a documentary series on R. Kelly's victims, right? And they had to premiere, I think it was last week, and then a gunman got called. People were saying now nobody's found out anything. People were saying they called the gun threat into their own documentary series because nobody was going and there was nobody covering it, so they could get some coverage for it.
That sounds about right. That sounds.
Yeah, I didn't think of that at the time, but I was like, yo, that's exactly what happened. Oh man, they knew people wasn't tuning in this bullshit.
Yeah. So for the new generation, the king of R&B is definitely Chris Breezy.
You think, man?
Oh,
I don't know, man.
Nobody
see,
else.
See, my thing is, man, I fuck with the Weeknd,
batch?
man. Huh?
Who from the new batch?
The new batch. I got the Weeknd, man. But see, some people say the Weeknd don't really do R&B.
The Weeknd.
But I'm like, yeah, the Weeknd, man. What did the Weeknd flop, man?
Nah, Chris Brown's better in concert. Chris Brown gonna be dancing, doing backflips on beat. Like the Weeknd, fat. I seen him at the coffee shop in New York not too long ago. No lie, I literally saw him in the coffee shop in New York City a few weeks back. He's fat. Like he's not doing nothing on stage that's gonna impress me. But all right, the Weeknd, all right. So then we got to throw Miguel in the conversation.
I guess, man. I don't know, man.
Does
Jacques have a legit claim? Jacques hotter than fish grease right now?
Jacques is, all he did was bring up the conversation. He's not eligible to be the king. He's not eligible to be the king of anything. Not yet. He gotta get some staples in his anthology before he tries to step into the ring with the greats. But Chris Brown's got way more records than all these cats.
Yeah, I guess you would have to say Chris Brown. He's not my personal favorite, but you know, I think he has the catalog at least to hold the title, I guess.
Yeah.
Anyway, next topic. Thanks for everybody tuning in. Please hit that thumbs up. 47.
Wait, hold up. I forgot.
What?
James Brown, greatest of all time.
James Brown, yeah.
Greatest black entertainer of all time. How you feel
better
about
than Mike, man? Come on, man. I still gotta get at the Mike, man. You excluded Mike's blackness,
man. but if there's no James, there's no Mike.
Yeah, right.
Right? True. James invented that. And you know I love Mike. You know Mike, that's my dog. And that's why I say James, because if we don't say James, then they can try to take Mike from us. That's why we got to say James. Is it that? Because they can't. Nobody has anything to compete with James Brown. Like, you know what I mean? Elvis can't compete with James Brown.
No, James, he revitalized the whole music. He was that scene. You know what I'm saying?
Word.
He definitely was up there. There was a lot of greats. Otis Redding, Marvin Gaye, you know, Teddy Pendergrass. Oh my God, my mom loved me her some Teddy Pendergrass, boy.
Teddy P. Yeah. Luther, Fat Luther, cisgender Luther, hetero Luther, Babyface.
Yeah.
We got a lot of great Cisco.
Usher had a brother. Yeah, but I mean, I guess R. Kelly, man, it would had the strongest, man.
Bobby Brown.
Bobby. Ah, yeah, he had a little quick run, man.
If you say Bobby, you gotta say Johnny Gill. We got a lot of greats in black entertainment, man.
Yeah, definitely. Well, anyway, next topic. Please hit that thumbs up, people. Please share. But next topic, Steph Curry. Now, Steph Curry was on a podcast, and a whole bunch of people. Somebody asked, "Is the moon landing real?" A couple of people was like in the background saying, "Nah." Like I think it was Ken Bazemore was one of the other guy. He plays for the Hawks. And Steph joined right in. He's like, "No, I don't believe that shit either."
He got it.
So that happened for like a day, and the media went in on him. Max Hellerman was talking. Yo, if you go, I just want people to go to watch the video of Max Hellerman talk about the subject. He was talking down on Steph Curry so bad, man. I thought Steph Curry killed somebody. And all he said, he didn't believe it. And now Steph Curry backtracked. He's going to Nassau. They're going to run him through all the brainwashing, the propaganda, whatever. And it's all good. He said he was joking, which I don't believe. I think he doesn't really believe it. But, his publicist, his agent and the team was like, owner was like, "Come on, man, we can't say this, man." You know what I'm saying? So I think they put the pressure on him and he backtracked. What do you think went on, man?
You already know he's put the pressure on him. Like, Steph, what is this? What is this? Like, this is how they talking to me. What is this? You see this shit? This shit I have to deal with? Are you talking about the moon landing? What is wrong with you? We got basketball to play this season. You're over here talking about the moon landing? You know better than this. And then he's got to go. This is how these conversations go. Like, he stepped out of line. There's a script you got to follow. LeBron wouldn't have made a mistake like that. LeBron would have been like, shout out to all our brave NASA astronauts. Like, LeBron is trained to be like, the PR king. Steph still got a little bit of red pill, a little bit of Hotep snuck out at the wrong time.
Yeah, because I don't want to say this, but a lot of times when cats don't have their father in their lives, and you see a cat that does have a father in their lives, you see the difference. I think in Steph, they're real religious and stuff like that. And I know Dell was probably like, "Man, we ain't going." Like, I asked my dad this. I remember I asked him a couple times. "We go to the moon." He said, "You know what he said? That's what they said." That's all he said. He said, "That's what they said we went." They said we went to the moon. That's all he said. Yeah. And I figured out, I was like, man, my thing is, man, we go back then, and I think they have plans now to make a moon base and shit like that. Just because, even if we just do it now, say in 3 years they get to the moon and set up a moon base. That doesn't mean what they did back in the 60s wasn't fake.
Right. It is. It doesn't take that back.
No.
Yeah. The moon's a very funny subject. The moon's a very funny object.
Yeah.
Remember when Kyrie's wife stepped out of line last year talking about the game was rigged, the recipe was rigged, and they deleted that tweet with the quickness. Yo.
No, that's Steph's wife.
That's on my bad. Steph's wife. Yeah, see what I'm saying? Like, you can't be stepping out of line. But the moon. Where my hat? Here's a story I got when I was a kid. Story I got when I was a kid was we went to the moon and they told us not to come back. And we ain't been back since. So I guess now we figure, we got enough balls to try and go back. You know what I'm saying? Or maybe we made a peace treaty with the people up there. But there's two odd things about the moon. One is hollow. The other thing is the dark side of the moon because the moon is allegedly fixed to our rotation so that we only see one side of the moon. We only see the moon because the sun shines off of it. So what's on the dark side of the moon? People are saying people could live up there. The moon also looks like the Death Star in Star Wars. So it could be people living inside that bitch. That shit could be a space station for all we know. And it controls our water and all of that. And around the full moon, white people start acting crazy.
I got a book. It's called "Who Made the Moon," and they talk about all that stuff, and like it's almost like it's so perfect. How it controls. The weather, the tides, and stuff like that. I gotta finish it, but it's deep. There's more to it, like than what they talked about in NASA. I just think it was that Cold War bullshit, man. It was Cold War propaganda.
Oh, of course.
And that's my opinion. I don't know.
Oh, it's definitely Cold War propaganda. I'm glad you brought that up. That race set Russia back. I know some people said Russia, parts of Russia, you go into a home and the pipes on the outside of the wall because they don't want to take time to put it inside the wall. They're too busy, stuck on other things.
Right.
A lot of people didn't even have the telephone while they were trying to race to the moon.
Yeah.
That was under Reagan, right?
What? To the moon?
Nah, the whole.
Oh, the Cold War. Yeah, it was Reagan.
Yeah, yeah,
Primarily.
yeah.
Anyway, Time Magazine, Person of the Year. These junkers gave the award to themselves, man. What the hell was that? The journalists gave the award to the journalists, man. Did you see that shit?
Yeah, I saw it. People, yo. First of all, that's the evil left. Only the evil left would do something like that. Give an award to themselves. I think they did that because they knew they had to give it to Trump. If they didn't give it to Trump, the problem is with all these leaked tweets from back in the day, people could be scrutinized. You know what I mean?
Right.
So they probably try to go for squeaky clean people and then pat themselves on their back at the same time. And then they're afraid to prop people up. But Time's been doing a lot of shared covers recently. People are sharing covers because that I don't want to get on my Illuminati thing, but Time holds a lot of power. Time Warner, that entity. And when they push those images out into the media, it starts creating things that's a big ass propaganda machine, Time. So when they put those images out there, it's sending a particular message. What they're basically trying to tell you right now is with that cover, we run this shit.
It killed me because I was like, I seen Khashoggi on there, right? And I was like, I know they're not going to give it to Khashoggi. So they fixed it so they're the guardians of truth, and Khashoggi was one of the soldiers that died for the truth. Like, come on, man. Khashoggi was a CIA asset, man. Like, come on, hello, man. Like, all the rest of y'all jokers in the Washington Post. Come on, man. And this one man.
Yeah.
Because he allegedly got killed. Not even talk about all the kids in Yemen. Y'all want to do all this because Khashoggi. I don't know where he's at. He could be on an island somewhere sipping some Mai Tais, man.
Khashoggi chilling somewhere.
Right.
The story is he visits the Saudi embassy, I believe, in Turkey. Yeah. And I believe the wife is outside in the car and he doesn't come out. He ends up missing. Allegedly, the Saudis admit to bringing him back to Saudi Arabia. And then they say that, I don't know, I think 19 days or something, or 20 days, something like that, have passed since his so-called abduction or missing persons case. But that's Saudi business. And, they're trying to push the whole trend because he was exposing ties between Saudi and our greatest ally. He was exposing a lot of dirt. And I think the Saudis, he was still a Saudi national. And the Saudis. I think some people say that Trump bowed down to Saudi Arabia,
Right.
or something like that. But I mean, look at what we're doing with Julian Assange. We
Yeah.
we want to handle him. We want to bring him back here. That's how that's how nations kind of do their things. Like if you're a citizen, come back here, or back to the nation that you're from, so you can be dealt with. You know, Saudi Arabia just has a different way of dealing with things, and that's what people aren't comfortable with. Saudi Arabia, they cut your balls off and hand them to you, partner.
Yeah, they still cutting people's heads off, man, with the long knife, man. Yeah, they had some brother out there cutting people's heads off, man. That was his job. Imagine you the head chopper. I'm the chief head chopper in Saudi Arabia.
Yo, that's a bad dude. I don't want I don't want no parts of that dude, man. It's a sick mind that got to go through that.
Yeah, it definitely is. But so shout out to Time Magazine for giving themselves the journalists the award. I think another thing is they're trying to save mainstream media. I think that another year and another more kids are going away into other aspects, and alternative media are coming on YouTube. They're listening to me, they're listening to you, they're listening to Sticks, they're listening to other people. So they got to prop up some of their reporters, I guess. But whatever, fuck them.
Yo,
Anyway,
hold up. Yo, we got 27 likes. If we could get more people to just hit the like button on the YouTube. This is an exclusive YouTube broadcast, y'all. Today we are not on Periscope. It's just us, y'all. No Twitter. Jack Dorsey got to pay for this.
yeah, give that thumbs up, people.
Hit the share button. We appreciate y'all. We got 57 people in the room. We appreciate y'all. Thank y'all for being here. If you got a comment you want to make, hit the super chat. We appreciate the super chats. And shout out to the homies like Lipster Davis that always super chat, man. We appreciate y'all.
Okay. Yeah. Trans. Now there was, the Victoria's Secret. They've had their yearly thing, and people were trying to get trans women and big draws onto the walkway. Victoria's Secret said, "Nah. I mean, I wouldn't mind the big draws, but you can save the other community." So there was a transgender person, Traegon, and they did a whole video. You know how people do their own videos and say, "Oh, Victoria's Secret, you tell me I can't be somebody's fantasy." What do you know? People looked at her tweets. You seen the tweet, right?
Yeah.
Traegon's tweet.
Was it real?
No, yeah, that was real, man.
Oh man, she said, I wish I wouldn't be black" or something like that.
No, imagine being black.
Imagine being black.
Now we're seeing this a lot. We're seeing this a lot because it happened with Kevin Hart. They were mad at what Kevin Hart said, but when people showed tweets of Chelsea Chandler and what's the other girl? Amy Schumer. I read one white LGBT member's tweets. He basically said he felt more threatened, more violence behind when Kevin Hart said it than when the white girl said it. Kevin Hart's 5'2" tall. How does he have any type of violence behind his breath or under his voice? Come on, please. He basically saying, it's them evil black folks saying it. They're dangerous. They gotta be put down. That's basically what he said.
I read that string of tweets, and that's exactly what he was saying. That's exactly what he was saying. I read it. I'm like, he was like, yeah, but he said, I'm cool with it. When Amy Schumer and them do it, it's non-threatening. And I'm like, oh, there's that word. And then he came in. He's like, but with Kevin Hart, I felt threatened. He felt threatened. I'm like, oh, you scared of black people. You scared of black people. It's like, damn, like, just say you racist and go away. Like, just say you racist, man.
But I don't know what's with these groups trying to bogart into other events and stuff like that.
Liberal anthropology. That's how liberalism works, man.
Yeah.
Liberalism is fascism in disguise. You know, it's like when you want to introduce fascism, you know, you got to pull this liberal mask over it. You know, and first you like seed the media. You know what I mean? And then they take away your guns, and then they throw everybody in jail, and that's when you're like under full fascism. You know what I mean? But this is all that social democracy. You know, when the group comes over the individual, because that's what people don't understand about the Constitution. The Constitution was written for the individual; it wasn't written for groups, and that's been my issue with you know, people in politics for the longest. You know, they keep talking about, you know, civil rights. And I'm like, who the hell is civil? What is this group called civil? You've created a whole group called civil that is now going to alienate me as the individual, right? Because I want to see a certain type of models when I open up I don't want to see a man that could be that, you know, like that. I don't want to be fooled. You know, I don't want to see that, period. So it's like, if you want to enjoy that type of entertainment, I'm not stopping you, but go build your own thing. You know, Victor has done a fine job with these beautiful women, put the wings on them and everything. And I remember when I had my Tyra Banks Victoria's Secret shrine, my mama used to get the magazine, the Victoria's Secret magazine. So I used to go in there and I used to cut out all the pictures of Tyra Banks. And I used to hang them up on my locker, and I used to change them every time I got to, you know what I mean, find a new one better. But she was always that was my first Victoria's Secret angel, and they trying to take that from me and swap Angel out with Andrew, and I'm just not cool with
that. Facts.
Not cool with that.
Facts. Hey, you see, Troy Ave is they about to go to trial, man. You see that, right?
They about to try and lock him up?
No, he about to go to trial in January.
For what?
The shooting with Taxstone in them.
Is this Taxstone trial?
No, this is Troy Ave's trial.
Oh, okay. To see if he was guilty of shooting in the club.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's coming down.
The streets say he's snitching. He said, you know, he came out with an article. He told him right he telling, man.
He said he telling?
Yeah, he said he's telling. He said, I ain't living by the rules of the street.
I'm a civilian.
Yeah. He's self-defense.
Yeah, I'm a rapper. I'm not a street nigga. Hey, people have created that pass now where you could claim civilian and you don't have to follow the codes of the street. So, you know, I'm not a street dude, so I can't speak on that matter. But good luck to him. Free Taxstone.
Yeah, free Taxstone. Anyway, France, you know, they had a terror attack this week. Impeccable timing, you know, to stem the flow of the yellow jacket. Oh, I forgot, man. I went and got me my yellow jacket, bro.
Oh.
I went and got me my yellow jacket. You know what I'm saying? Vive la France! Parlez-vous français?
Yo, y'all gotta screenshot that.
You know what I mean? So I'm lending my support to the people of France. They put out like a 25 demands. People are asking, like, what are they doing for? Is it for the fuel tax? Man, they put out 25 demands. It wasn't even. It's deep. You know, they're really fed up with the French government, and and voila, there was a terror attack. They didn't catch him this time. He was on some secret. Oh, they actually caught him today. Allegedly, they shot him, killed him today. But yeah, grenades and all. He was just attacked the Christmas thing, and it was crazy.
What he look like? What's his name? Do we got any details on him? I know the chat know.
Yeah, he was he was a known. He was known. Once again, he was known on terrorist watch list. Who was the chat? Who was the bull's name? They
That's
said he was from France.
Yo. The terror watch list to me sounds like the hired terrorist list. It's like every time it's somebody, it's like, oh yeah, we've had contact with that person before. Oh yeah, what y'all talk about? Did y'all talk about a bomb in France? Like, and then like, so now it's a terror attack right after all this stuff. I really feel like that's tinfoil hat moment, man. That's a tinfoil hat moment. I'm not believing that, bro. I feel like that's definitely false flag to like demonize the people and all of that. Man, shout out to the Yellow Jackets, man.
Shut up, man.
That's crazy. They have socialism has ruined that country. It's just completely, and it's not even about gas. They sick of everything.
Yeah, they're sick. They had the immigration on there. They had jobs. They wanted. They were saying the rich people was getting all these tax cuts. They wanted to cut some of these other taxes. They had parts for the environment. It had parts for everybody. It was like in America. This was like if it was in America, you would have 10 for people on the left and 10 for the people on the right. It was like even list of demands.
See what I'm saying? See what I'm saying? Oh my God, it's the disease of socialism. See, because socialism basically means that you have to take from poor people, right?
Right.
To give to rich people, to give to poor people. That's what socialism is. It's rich people asking poor people to pay for even poorer people.
Yeah.
Because every time so they say this thing is like, when they say this thing is like government funded. Government funded is just another way of saying taxpayer paid for. That's what that means. We're paying for that. That comes out our ass. And the reason why the rich can get over is because the rich can afford a $500 an hour accountant. Like what Jay-Z say. I got accountants finding loopholes through around it. What do you say in that rap? But these cats got money to find the loopholes to work around the tax code, and we don't. We can't afford an attorney. Our whole tax return would go to that guy, right? When you're dealing with hundreds of millions of dollars, a few $1,000s isn't much to you. But for us, the poor people, the proletariat, some people call us the pros. It's not the same. They want us to pay for the poor people, while the rich people get over. This is socialism, and that's the problem with socialism. It just slowly turns people who might not be poor into poor people.
Definitely, it definitely is. So shout outs to the Frenchies, the Frogs. Hope they get what they demand. I still don't think Macron's going to last, but we'll see. Now the migrants. We heard back from the migrants again. Now they're making demands, man, and they got some cojones on them, bruh. They got some cojones. They asked for $50,000 from Trump, man, and they'll go home.
$50,000. $50,000, and they'll go home.
They'll go home.
Why hasn't none of the Democrats coughed that money up? That should be light money. That's light money. That's light money. Call my girl Alexandria Ocasio-Cortez. Tell her get on the horn. Start a GoFundMe. Come on, Sean King could raise that in an hour. We attach some videos to it. They could raise 50K. You come in the trunk for 50K. What's that for? Mota? That's for the green.
Yo, I was seeing black folks was mad. They were like, "How they get reparations and we ain't?"
Well, see, now they finally getting it. Now they finally getting it. Now they getting it.
I couldn't believe it, man. The people was mad as hell, man. I was like, "Oh, now y'all want to be mad."
Real late to the party, yo.
Oh, that's late as hell, man. That was always late to something, man. They missed their own funeral, man.
Yo, you seen the Kevin Hart situation last week? Afterwards, like how the black community was acting, it was like, yo, why is it this double standard for
Right.
the gays got all this powers? Like Hoteps been told you not to support Black Lives Matter. Black Lives Matter was the LGBT Trojan horse. But they always late to the party, man. Been trying to warn y'all. What the fuck?
Ebro and Trick Daddy. Ebro and Kodak, man. And this thing, man, 2 days ago, Ebro asked Kodak, interviewing Kodak Black. Those don't know, Kodak Black's a young bull from Florida, rapper. Ebro, Hot 97. He asked Kodak Black, he tried to ask him about his case because he has an upcoming sexual assault rape. I don't know if it's rape or sexual assault case. Kodak stands up, leaves the room. Just leaves the interview. Now, people are coming down and there's two sides. We live in this era where any sexual assault accusation might as well be guilty. So a lot of people are defending Ebro because he wanted to take a stand. He was actually being a pick-me nigga and trying to be like, oh, you know how we feel about sexual assault around here. You see him, I'm like, what did you think of Ebro, man? What was it? Is he out of pocket with that?
Oh, he's absolutely out of pocket. He the feds. He's on Vlad TV level now. Because you have an open case and you're asking somebody, you're like pushing somebody to speak on a case that they shouldn't be speaking on. Like, what is that?
Right.
And the thing about Kodak is Kodak's a very wise young man. If you watch the interview, his responses were all intelligent, but they were asking him stupid questions. Like one time Rosenberg gonna ask him, because he was speaking about death. He said he lost one of his homies or something like that. So then Rosenberg's like, oh yeah, is death something you had to deal with a lot? Like one of those typical white liberal probe into like, black life is so hard. You know what I mean? So then Kodak just responds. He's like, death lives around the corner and jail is my neighbor. This is how Kodak talked.
Yeah.
But that's all he said. He left it at that. But they were like, I think Ebro was kind of upset because Kodak wasn't giving a good interview. Right? But Kodak's not going to give you a good interview because Kodak's going off your energy. And when the way the whole interview started off, Ebro introduced the interview like, yo, you got a lot of things going on with you and we're going to talk about that. Like he kind of like led into the whole interview. So even I was like taken back a little bit, like, why you even like, I'm like, here he go trying to break, break fly for the people, for the left wing. And Kodak, I think that's right from the very beginning. I don't think Kodak felt too comfortable in that interview.
No, not at all. And this is what, media has become. You got to generate the clicks, and this is what Ebro has done. This thing was trending topic for like 2 days straight. Ebro was trending all day yesterday. Today, Kodak was trending all morning, number one. And if you can make a creative scene like Ebro did, Like what was he gonna do? Like, say Kodak said, "Yeah, I'm guilty." What was you gonna do? Was you gonna kick him out then? Like, what was the point of asking that when the case hasn't even come up yet? Oh man, he just assumed that Kodak was guilty, and that's what we're doing with all these cases in this quote unquote Weinstein era. The media has whipped up these people, these shines, these white NPCs to, hey, any sexual assault, you guilty no matter what, blah blah blah, and that's it. We should go back to innocent to proven guilty, and that's that, man. Shit.
That's exactly what it is, because I find it quite hypocritical of the black community when every year they celebrate the life of Emmett Till, the death of Emmett Till. When Emmett Till talking about how he was falsely accused of sexually assaulting a white woman, and then they was killed, open casket, all of that, the whole story. Every year we celebrate it. We create documentaries. I think a new documentary came out this year about it. But then when we see one of our own today, we ready to hang them.
Automatic. We hang them quicker than a white man hang.
That's what I'm saying. And that's a Sean. And I'm gonna give a lot of people like, yo, what's the backstory to the term Sean? So the backstory to Sean is you got something called moonshine, which is basically bootleg liquor. And what people used to do is, you had your bootleggers, and they used to live in the backwoods. And usually these people aren't like the highest of society. The people, they might rob you, they might do some knick-knock shit. They hustle bootleg liquor. This is what they do, and that's where the term Sean came from. So that's a Sean move that they pulled.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying?
It definitely is, man. And people like, and another thing, the black community, I'm like, we're gonna act like no black men went to jail for rape. You know what I'm saying? I know a couple of people went to jail for rape.
Yeah.
And act like they haven't been locking up black men for years, for decades.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Because every once in a while you hear a black man coming home like, oh, we tested his DNA and he's not guilty of this. Or the guy, Brian Jordan, he talked to the girl on Facebook. She was like, I'm sorry I lied about you. He loses his goddamn NFL career because she lied on him, said he raped her.
See what I'm saying? And the celebrities are like most likely to be accused of that, like, and set up. But when we talk about Hollywood, nobody wants to talk about all the, child sex rooms they be having in them crazy parties.
Yeah.
Cat Williams told y'all that. They said Cat Williams told Kevin Hart. Right?
He damn sure did, though. He damn sure did. He was like, you don't own yourself. Oh, and another thing about Kevin Hart they were talking about? They said Tiffany Haddish hasn't even come to his defense.
Oh, no, she bet not. She won't keep that spot. But mind your business, keep it rolling, girl. She not. She can't. Nobody could say nothing. A red man came to his defense.
Yeah.
Nick Cannon came to his defense. I feel like nobody like really with a big name came to his defense because they was trying to host the Oscars.
I think Snoop Dogg come out to try to shoot him some bail? I think there was a couple, but no real movement behind it.
Nah, none. Where's the black solidarity? It's like we ain't fucking with y'all.
It isn't.
Yo, we got to take that L. Black people got to take that L, yo. Yo, it's hard being black, yo. It's hard. Like when you see like you took a blow in the media and we don't even have our own back. Like, oh. It just like reminds you of like suckerish our bourgeoisie class is. We need
Yeah,
more. We need more real niggas at the top, man.
yeah, definitely. So we'll see what happens with that.
Damn.
Oh yeah, Trick Daddy came up and said, "We talking about Trick Daddy?
Nah.
The Trick Daddy, because you know they're Kodak from Florida. Trick Daddy, one of them Florida OGs. He wants some. He want the fair one with some Ebro.
Yeah. Yeah. He said, I want that smoke. I want that smoke. For everybody listening, if you don't know what that means, want that smoke. Basically, he's saying like, yo, like we need a confrontation, a face to face. You want that smoke, mano y mano.
You know who else wanted that smoke?
Who?
Kanye West wanted that smoke from Drake.
Yes, he did.
Kanye had a whole tweet storm on Drake today, man.
Yes, he did. Yes, he did. My dog. That's my dog.
Yeah, because did you see that Drake is asking for a sample clearance on one of his records? I don't remember the name of the. I gotta listen to that song. I'm like trying to think what was he trying to sample. What was he gonna try to sample his John and diss him on it? That sounds like a Drake move, man.
That is a Drake move. That is a Drake move. Drake sent in a clearance request for "Say What's Real." Do you want it clear? I told him. I said, "Take his head off, Yandi." Kanye said, "Been trying to meet with you for 6 months, bro. You sneak dissing on Trav Records, and you texting Chris talking about how's the family." Then Chris, see, she, that's the homie, man. She like, Kanye, why is Drake texting me? Chris Jenner, that's the homie, man. I got a couple of tweets to read. So after he went on his rant, he said Drake finally called. Then he said, by the way, not cleared. So the sample is not clear. My homie Tori Nick, she said, if you can't see that Kim and the Kardashians are a positive force in Kanye's life that allows him the freedom needed to create to his full potential with pure love and support, your bias is blinding you. Kanye was in debt and streamed his ideas through Kim and is about to be a billionaire. Big facts.
Yep. That's good knowledge.
Big facts. That's truth. That Kris Jenner family, that Kardashian family, they are a tight-knit clan. And Kanye's in on it. And truthfully, the Kardashians, you can't really touch them. They're their own, like, thing. Like, they're not, like, under the Illuminati umbrella. They're just cool peoples. You know what I mean?
Right.
They're just cool peoples. Sexy daughters and Kanye.
Yeah. And your boy Jenner.
We ain't gonna get all that.
Nah, I ain't gonna get that either. So yeah, I'm waiting for Kanye to drop an album. When was he supposed to come out with an album? Black Friday, and then they said they moved it back. I don't know when it's been moved, or he went down to Ghana, was working on some records. I want some music from him, man. I think we deserve some more music from Mr. West.
If he pushing it back, that means the album's going to be fantastic.
Yeah.
The more he push it back, the better it gets. You know what I mean? When he's got deadlines, he's not the same. You see what he gave us with Ye. I like the Ye album. Wasn't his best work. No. But he had to give it to us on time, and that's why it came out like that. Let him take his time because he's picky. He's very picky with them sounds, and he got a nice team. But I think we're going to get a really great, especially with all this Drake beef, it's going to be some good sounds coming from the good music camp. For sure, for sure. Shout out to DC Numerology. He always supports. I like DC Numerology, man.
Yeah. Um, Another story I seen this week. I never been to plays. I never been a play guy, but in this artsy generation, people are into plays and stuff like that. Um, to each their own. Now the Nogs have made a play, and it's like it's called the slave play, right? So it's like a mix. They taken the slavery era and they intersected like today's lingo, like you woke, like you pick you on the cotton, you woke on the cotton field, it's lit. They got a girl twerking, one of the slaves twerking to Rihanna work. And the scenarios in that play is so crazy. The plantation owner was sleeping with one of the he was sleeping with the slave girl the slave girl was twerking for the plantation owner. This is a play, mind you. One of the black, now this is how they do black men. This how now just listen. I want y'all to listen to this. The one black guy, black slave, male slave, he was getting the slave, the owner of the plantation's wife was fantasized and actually sodomized the black male slave with a black dildo. And they had another black male slave. He was falling in love with another male indentured servant. He was light-skinned male. He said he wasn't white, but he was probably Hispanic or something. I don't know, maybe Irish. What is with these sexual fantasies of the slavery era by these new shines? And people are actually, and a big name art person that like a model is doing one of the acting roles, actresses. What is wrong? They have no pride.
Yo. Yo.
They twerking for massa. Twerking for massa.
Bruh. Bruh. What's the next story? Yo, this is why Hotep is so important. People be like, yo, why are you black first? I'm like, because we all we got. Hotep is all we got. Like, if y'all leave it up to these people, this is what you got to deal with. That's what they want for you. If you want to know what your future looks like, look at your art. Your art has your women twerking for massa, and you got a boyfriend and you getting rammed. That's your future if you allow these people to continue to lead you. Now, you might not like me, but your options are really me or that Amazon dildo. Your options are Uncle Hotep or boyfriend. Your options are doe dudes or boyfriend. These are your options. Hotep or get bent over. These are your options. And I've said this a long time ago. I said this back when I was a little bit more radical, but a different type of radical. I said Black Lives Matter was the agenda. And back then y'all hated me. Half of Black Twitter still has me blocked to the day because of my attack on Black Lives Matter. Because they thought I was hating. No. I was predicting your future. You didn't like the truth.
Mm.
They didn't like the truth. Now look what we got to deal with. The slave play. If the Hoteps had art, you'd see the black woman sitting on a throne next to the black man with a crown on her head and a castle behind her and the animal kingdom bowing down to the crown. Right? Like Prince Akeem. like this is Hotep art, but they'd rather the art. Oh, I don't get it, man. I don't get it. It's terrible.
I don't get it either, man. I just hope we can do better at that, because of course, the media has given that play fantastic reviews and shit like that. Man,
see, they got the propaganda machine behind it. Oh man, black men, I'm telling you right now, don't drop the soap.
Well, there you go, man. You end up like Mika. Remember Mika Brzezinski? She said she called Mike Pompeo Putin's butt boy. They made her backtrack on that, but there was hardly a backtrack. She wasn't being threatened to be fired or anything else. You know what I mean? They were just like, she said, I should have used a different word or something like that.
Listen, mainstream media white folks. I know I might be banned because I was banned from the White House. You're going to bring me on TV again. I'm sure of that. Because you're going to have to. Hotep's been told you is the hottest show out. So we know we're going mainstream at some point. Listen, we'll compromise. I can tone it down. I can tone it down. Go look at Bernie Mac. What did he say before he got his show after the Kings of Comedy tour? He said the same thing.
Yeah, he toned it down. Yeah.
Right? Fox, I'll tone it down. Y'all need me to issue an apology? I'll issue an apology. Whatever, man.
Yo, real quick, you see that the U.S. is thinking about investing in Africa to offset China's dominance. You seen that?
Hotep's been told you. Like, it's Africa is the new America. Africa is the new America. Africa is the new America. It's the Wild Wild West. It's literally a gold rush in Africa. If you go look at America during the gold rush, that is Africa right now. Unconquered territory. And the Chinese is gobbling it up. Then I said, Hotep Jesus said to the black community, I was like, yo, China over there getting mad stuff, and the Dutch and the Germans and the Italians and the French all over there and the Arabs over there. Y'all think we should go get some? No, that's black gentrification. Oh my God. Then y'all gonna be complaining that there's no safe space on earth because the Chinese and Europe have all taken over all of Africa. That's what you'll be complaining about in 100 years. There's no safe space because it's been colonized. Because you didn't want to go and get a piece for yourself. I don't think people understand. We're just organisms on a rock trying to survive. And if you don't go get for your own, you ain't going to eat. You're going to be squeezed out, yo.
Yeah, it was John Bolton. Sorry, not Pompeo. And then I think he said Africa is the continent of the future.
Yes.
Yes. And this is going to make me mad because I'm like, well, the African American, the Akata de Shine should have been investing all this time, so you can get a piece of the pie when it comes, you know what I'm saying? Right. They can have a stronger say in everything, but man, can't tell the Shine nothing, man.
Garvey taught us. Garvey said it. He was like, yo, we're going to set up this business in Africa. And what did Shines do? They shut it down. Deshaun shut it down. He had him extradited. They had him thrown in jail here in America. He got here in 1913. We've been dealing with this for over 100 years. We've been dealing with the American Sean, stopping us from working with Africa. But everybody in Africa but us. They'll tell you quick, oh, they brought us here from Africa, right? This is how the Sean works. They brought us here from Africa and made us slaves. All right, no doubt. So you African. I'm not African. I don't know what part of Africa I'm from. Oh my God. Right? So then you be like, nah, you African. No, I'm not. All right, so then you're gonna take a test until the white man tell you which part of Africa you from, right? Then you're gonna take that test and you're still not happy. So then you're gonna tell yourself the white man said you from Wakanda. Now you Wakanda. Now you happy, right? Meanwhile, everybody actually snatching up a piece of Wakanda in the real world, and we not getting none of it, yo. We're not getting none of it. Why is you think, yo? We pay for internet. Zuckerberg is putting satellites in outer space for free internet. It's him and like I think it's him, Google, and another company or something like that. I think maybe 4 of them. They're putting satellites over Africa for free internet. They're like, can we fly some drones? They have drones that fly over certain places to supply Wi-Fi.
They got the mobile Wi-Fi with the drones. Jesus.
Free. Like, y'all need internet, we got it. and why do you think that is? They're coming to get their piece, claim their stake. Because America is going to be turned into a socialist shithole. The next big capitalist nation is going to arise in Africa in the next 100 years. It's going to start rising in the next 100 years. Well, Hotep Jesus said, oh my God, well, you can go over to Africa. Stupid. Well, I will.
Yeah.
I don't know. What can you do?
No. All right, man. Episode 25 is in the books, man.
Word.
You got anything for people?
No. Shout out to Ben Settle, still our largest supporter. On Patreon. Apparently something's going down with Patreon. I think we gotta vacate Patreon. So look out next week. We're gonna have a new spot for y'all to donate and support the show. And I guess Google was in court this week, lying.
Yeah.
Sundar Pichai was lying this week in front of Congress. That's exactly why shows like this are important, even though we're broadcasting live on the Google product. But they be trying to shut us down. People don't get the notifications for the show. A lot of strange stuff is happening. Uncle Hotep reporting that, he's losing subscribers. So, a lot of funny stuff is going down. They gave Gavin his channel back this week after they left court. So Gavin's got his channel back now.
Forgot about that. Yeah. They try to erase Gavin from the internet, goddammit.
Word, they did try to get him out the paint, smooth as hell. But what was that one thing they said about Sundar? Sundar was a marketing executive was part of a Facebook group called The Resistance, which is assisted in gathering voters, Hispanic voters in select states.
Right.
On company time with company resources.
Damn.
This is what happened at Google. Sundar was like, I don't know nothing.
Yeah. Which he might not, you know what I mean? He's so far up the food chain, but I bet you some managers underneath him, they know what went down.
Right. But he's in an email string with her, so he knows.
Oh, was he? He's fucked up in the game then.
I'm not sure if it was that email, but he's in a communication where he basically praises this woman's job and says, she's doing a fine job of her position. So he knows who she is. He's aware of her. He gave her, accommodation. And she's I want to say a marketing person at Google. You're using marketing, Google, politics, select states, Hispanics. That's Democrat collusion. Democrat monopoly election meddling. That's what that is. That's what that is. And that's illegal. And nobody's going to go to jail for that. But everybody's worried about Kodak Black, though. See what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Episode 25, man.
All right, yo.
All right, y'all. See you next week, man.
Peace.